You know what's wild? Most folks are out there spending 60, 70, sometimes $100 a season on pest sprays, beetle traps, and slug pellets. When there are 7 plants mentioned in the Bible that do all of that for free, forever, and spread on their own, I'm talking plants so tough that ancient farmers in the Middle East planted them once and harvested protection for decades. No spraying, no replanting, no babying. Today we're covering 7 biblical herbs that grow like weeds and naturally kill the pests destroying your garden. Stick around because number 4 deters cats, dogs, slugs, and Japanese beetles all at once. And that bonus tip at the end? It's an ancient homemade spray recipe organic farmers still use today. Hey friends, good to have you here. And if this is your first time stopping by, glad you found us. This is the most budget-friendly gardening channel on YouTube. Everything we grow has to either save you money, feed your family, or solve a problem in the garden. Preferably all 3. I've been growing most of these herbs in my own beds for years, and I can tell you straight up, once they take hold, you don't really plant them again. They plant themselves. That's huge for busy people who don't have time to fuss over a garden every weekend. Before we get into it, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications. I drop videos every week that'll save you money and help you grow better food with less work. All right, let's get into it. Number 7, coriander, the silent sniper. You probably know it as the herb in your salsa, but here's what most people don't realize. Coriander is one of the oldest documented pest deterrents in human history, and it's actually mentioned in the Bible in Exodus 16:31, where manna from heaven is described as looking like coriander seed. Coriander grows in USDA zones 3 through 11, which basically means it grows anywhere in the country. Full sun to partial shade, decent soil, and it bolts fast in heat. Look for varieties like Calypso or Santo if you want slow bolting types, or Leisure if you want it to flower fast. And here's the kicker. Most gardeners pull coriander the second it bolts. Don't. When it flowers, it releases linalool into the air, which repels aphids, spider mites, and potato beetles. Those flowers also pull in parasitic wasps and hoverflies that hunt aphids for you. A $4 seed packet covers about 30 square feet of garden protection and gives you fresh cilantro plus coriander seed for cooking. At $5 to $7 a bunch at the grocery store, you're saving $60, $70 a season easy. Plant coriander next to your tomatoes and brassicas. The roots release compounds that suppress soil-borne fungal pathogens too. It's fighting pests above ground and disease below ground at the same time. Now let's talk about number 6, mint. The ancient Romans literally paid taxes with this stuff. Let that sink in. The plant most modern gardeners try to kill was once used as currency. Spearmint and peppermint grow in USDA zones 3 through 11 as hardy perennials, which means you plant it once and it comes back for 15-20 years easy. Look for Kentucky Colonel Spearmint or Mitcham peppermint. Those are the workhorses. Here's the deal with mint. It spreads through underground rhizomes and creates an invisible chemical fence around your garden. The menthol drives off ants, aphids, cabbage moths, flea beetles, and even mice. Plant it around the perimeter of your vegetable beds and you cut your pest pressure way down. But here's the warning. Mint will take over a bed if you let it. So plant it in a 5-gallon container sunk into the ground, or keep it in its own dedicated strip along a fence or pathway. You plant it once and it protects your garden for years. Dry the leaves and stuff them in cheesecloth bags in your shed and pantry. Keeps mice out all winter for free. At number 5, we have a true garden classic that almost nobody grows anymore, hyssop. The Hebrews called it the holy herb. It shows up in Psalm 51, in Exodus 12 with the Passover, and in John 19 at the crucifixion. This plant is woven through Scripture. Hyssop is a semi-evergreen perennial in USDA zones 3 through 11. Full sun, well-drained soil, and barely any water. Look for blue flower hyssop, the classic variety, or pink delight if you want something prettier for the front border. The volatile oils in hyssop, pinocamphone, and isopinocamphone directly repel cabbage moths, flea beetles, and aphids. And the best part? It's also a magnet for honeybees, hoverflies, and parasitic wasps. So it's repelling pests and recruiting natural predators that hunt down whatever sneaks through. A single hyssop plant runs about $4 at a nursery and lives 8 to 10 years. Plant 3 of them at the corners of your brassica bed and you'll cut caterpillar damage in half without spraying a thing. Hey, quick pause here. If you're getting value out of this, smash that like button. It really does help the channel. And drop a comment below telling me which of these herbs you're most excited to plant this season. I read every single comment. Alright, back to it. Number 4, rue, the Roman warrior herb. This one sounds almost mythical. The Greeks and Romans planted it around their homes as protection. It's a perennial evergreen, subshrub in USDA zones 4 through 9, gets about 3 feet tall and wide, and it loves poor, dry, neglected soil. Look for the variety Jackman's Blue. It's the most cold hardy and the best looking. Here's the kicker on rue. It contains rutin and a cocktail of alkaloids that make it chemically hostile to a massive range of pests. Japanese beetles, aphids, slugs, snails, carrot flies all repelled. And it deters cats and dogs too. If neighborhood cats keep using your raised bed as a litter box, plant rue around the edges. Problem solved. One important heads up, wear gloves when you handle it. The sap can cause skin sensitivity in bright sun. Plant it once and you essentially have it for life. It self-seeds, it tolerates drought, and it asks nothing from you. Cut and dry rue stems, bundle them, and hang them in your shed or garage. Ancient grain stores use dried rue bundles to keep insects and rodents out of stored harvests for months. Coming in at number 3, tansy. Tansy fits the description of the biblical bitter herbs perfectly. It's intensely bitter, it grows like crazy across the Mediterranean, and it's been used medicinally for thousands of years. Tansy is a perennial in USDA zones 3 through 9, and it is one of the most aggressive spreaders on this list. It goes through both rhizomes and self-seeding. Look for gold sticks tansy. The tight yellow button flowers are gorgeous and the plant stays a little more contained. The thujone in tansy is so effective at repelling insects that ancient civilizations packed meat in tansy leaves to preserve it before refrigeration existed. In your garden, it deters Japanese beetles, squash bugs, ants, flies, and Colorado potato beetles. Plant a clump near your potatoes or squash and you'll see a massive drop in damage. Just like wormwood, keep it on the borders, not in the middle of your veggie beds. Number 2 is one you already know but probably underuse: garlic. The ancient Egyptians fed it to the workers building the pyramids. It grows in USDA zones 3 through 8 as a hardy perennial bulb. Plant music or German extra hardy for cold climates, or Enchelium red for milder zones. The compound allicin in garlic kills fungi, bacteria, and insects all at once. Plant individual cloves throughout your garden, around roses, fruit trees, and tomatoes, and you create a chemical defense network underground. At about $8 a pound at the store, one bed of garlic gives you $50 to $80 of bulbs every July and protects your garden the entire growing season. And at number 1, the most powerful pest plant on this whole list: wormwood. The Bible names a star after this plant in Revelation. That's how serious it is. Wormwood is a perennial subshrub in USDA zones 3 through 9. Silver gray, feathery, drought-tolerant, and almost indestructible. Look for Powys Castle wormwood. It's the gold standard variety, gets about 3 feet tall and wide. The thujone and absinthin in wormwood wage chemical warfare 24 hours a day. It repels slugs, snails, fleas, cabbage moths, flea beetles, mice, and deer. One plant covers about 9 square feet of perimeter protection. The homemade spray. Steep 1 cup of fresh wormwood leaves in a quart of boiling water for 30 minutes, strain, and add a teaspoon of liquid soap. Spray on infested plants. Organic farmers have used this exact recipe for over 100 years, and it still outperforms most synthetic sprays you'll find at the garden center. So there you have it. 7 biblical herbs that have been protecting gardens for thousands of years and will protect yours for free forever. Coriander, mint, hyssop, rue, tansy, garlic, and wormwood. Plant them once and they spread, fight pests, and feed beneficial insects for decades. Which one are you planting first this season? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know. If this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss next week's episode. We're covering 10 perennial vegetables you plant once and harvest for 20 years. You don't want to miss that one. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next one.